You ever feel like you spend more time testing your pool than you actually do enjoying it? Drops, strips, chasing numbers, it gets tiring. This is the Aiper HydroComm. It's a small floating sensor checking your water constantly and sending the results straight to your phone. It promises to make water testing simple and warn you before your pool drifts out of balance. But can this solar-powered puck really replace your testing kit? There's one important measurement that it doesn't even take at all, and ignoring it can cost you a lot in repairs. Stick with me because I'm about to walk you through what it does well, where it falls short, and what that missing test actually is. The HydroComm is actually pretty easy to set up. You charge it, drop it in, open the app, and you're ready to get readings. It tracks pH, ORP, conductivity, TDS, or total dissolved solids, which is basically salt level, and water temperature. Most people are familiar with pH. ORP is kind of where things can get interesting. ORP gives you a real-time snapshot of how strong your chlorine is at that moment. It won't tell you your exact chlorine levels, but it shows you how well your sanitizer is working. That's helpful, but there's a catch with ORP that a lot of people don't know about. Relying on ORP alone can give you a false sense of confidence, and it can also have you thinking that things are wrong with your pool when they're really not, if you don't fully understand it. I'll explain more about that later. Now let's talk about where the HydroComm really shines. Proactive monitoring. If your water chemistry shifts overnight because of a rainstorm or heavy use, you're going to get an alert about it before it becomes a bigger issue. Benefit 2 is chemical guidance. The app doesn't just show you the numbers, it gives you recommendations that point you in the right direction so that you're not just guessing when it comes to adding chemicals. The HydroComm doesn't measure calcium hardness, which plays a big part in long-term balance, especially for plaster pools. It's crucial to know if a plaster pool is in a healthy zone or not. For most pools, that's going to be between 200 and 400 parts per million. Before you add one of these for your pool monitoring, there's two issues that are going to keep the HydroComm from being a complete solution. First, the HydroComm doesn't measure total alkalinity, calcium hardness, or cyanuric acid. Those three numbers are kind of the core of long-term water balance. Total alkalinity stabilizes your pH. Proper calcium hardness levels protect plaster pools from corrosion or scale. And like I said, most pools should live somewhere in that 200 to 400 parts per million range. And cyanuric acid controls how effective your chlorine actually is. If your cyanuric acid levels are high, your ORP could look great while your sanitizer is not really working. And another thing that can happen is ORP is affected by temperature, and if you have a false temperature reading for any reason, then your ORP can either be artificially low or artificially high depending on what that temperature reading is. That's why you still need to actually test your water every week or two. The second thing is the cost of ownership. The probes inside the HydroComm wear out over time. They're replaceable and they're not cheap. If you're expecting something that stays in the water all the time, you're going to want to factor that in. The Aiper HydroComm is a great helper, but it's not the full picture. It's ideal for anyone that wants quick daily updates and early warnings when things start to look off. And it does reduce your need for as much testing, but it doesn't totally replace traditional testing. And it can't give you the full chemistry profile that you need for long-term water balance. For daily pH, temperature, sanitizer strength, and overall trends, the HydroComm is a huge convenience upgrade. You'll just want to pair it with regular testing every week or two. I've linked it down in the description if you want to check current pricing. Using those links helps the channel at no extra cost to you, and I really appreciate it when you do. Before I go, I want to give a big shout out to our first channel member, James Hudson. Thank you, James. Becoming a member is another great way to show your support, and it gives you early access to all the videos before they go public. Thank everyone for watching, and remember, belly flops build character.